evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACT, and it's a pleasure. We are always here between the hours of 8 to 9 on a Tuesday evening, where we bring you the news, the views, and all the interviews in sports. Before I get into tonight's program, I want to say a special congratulations to the Trinidad and Tobago team that recently took part in the Commonwealth Games. Dylan Carter, silver medal, Michelle Yahi, gold medal, and Dream Richards, another gold medal. All the athletes, they performed great. Most of them made the finals, but we are grateful for the opportunity to come back home with some medals. I also want to mention something, whether it was guts or whether it was courage. I don't know how much of you all saw the men's marathon at the Games, where Callum Hawkins, the runner from Scotland, he collapsed twice coming to the end of the event. And yes, it's guts, yes, it's courage, but my only concern is with the organizers. And I'm sure that when you look at this video, you're going to have some concerns. This athlete collapsed twice. The first time he got up and he continued running, and the second time he fell and to me, he hit his head on the railing, and you saw the guy actually struggling, and the length of time that they took the medics to attend to him, I think that was in poor taste. And at the end of this program, I'm going to show you a recording of interview and where Stephen Cramp, the former British marathon runner, he had some concern too, because definitely it took too long in order to render assistance to this guy. As I said, today we're going to be talking track and field, and on the 21st of this month at the Manoranjan Stadium, an international event, an invitational event actually is going to be held. And maybe I said international because of the way this program is going to be put on. From what I've seen and what I've heard, it's not going to be no ordinary track and field. Yes, it's going to be local athletes, but it's going to be done like an international program. And hats off to MAP. This is a track and field group that is only 4 years old, and this is their first major event, maximizing athletes' potential. Yes, that's it. And I have with me here the president, Sherwin Joseph. Sherwin, it's a pleasure.
Thanks again.
And I have
George.
Curtis Bruce, the secretary of the club. Now, as I said before, only 4 years old, right? Before we get into the actual event, tell us a bit quickly about the formation of the club, and where you all are situated.
All right. Our club is situated at the Manoranjan Stadium. That's our training base. So, although we are a Marabella-based club, we welcome athletes, from all parts of Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
We were formed, out of the need, where we realized athletes needed something different.
Mm-hmm.
Parents needed something different. Not only, you just, have your training and then your competition, and then at the end of the day, that's it. We realized there was something lacking in track and field, in the promotion and handling of athletes overall, and staging of events and stuff. So hence the name, maximizing athletic potential. So it's not just a name; it's a concept.
Yeah, there's
actually.
a meaning behind it.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a meaning behind it. And the whole point of it, we want to maximize the potential of athletes, of athletic, of sports in general. And we are attempting to show Trinidad and Tobago and the track and field, community overall, how things are done the professional way.
Right. Let's dive straight into the event on Saturday.
All right. Saturday, the 28th of April.
The 28th, sorry,
Yes.
28th, yeah. Let's dive into that one time. What can the supporters of track and field, expect when they come out on the 28th?
All right. Immediately as they enter the stadium, you're going to realize this is not just an ordinary meet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First of all, for the life of my track and field life, I've been involved in track and field all my life, from most of my life really, I should say, from the age of 9 years old,
Mm-hmm.
primary school, and coming through all the ranks and stuff. and even my secretary here, we were colleagues in school, actually, competing for the same school and the same team and stuff. Usually when you go to a track meet, you would see, you will be accustomed to athletes and spectators mingling in the stands and that kind of stuff. This is not going to happen here at the Maniramjan Stadium, at our meet. We're going to have a separate area to house, athletes and the spectators. So you will have the spectators only in the stands, and athletes, you will have basically an athletes village, you will have a separate warm-up area and everything. We trying to make this as, although you said international, I would have to agree with you that because the quality we're trying to get as close as the quality.
When I watch the layout and everything, it has that international flavor to it.
Yeah, because we're trying to do it right. Although yes, we have a small budget which which is extremely difficult to meet. Because corporate TNT they don't they're not as forthcoming with funds or assistance as we would have hoped. However, we're not going to let us daunt us. We moving forward. We have been doing a lot of fundraising activities and since last year. And we trying to help ourselves. Basically.
How ready are you all for this event? Is this a matter about
a couple days away?
A couple days,
we are ready as can be. There's no turning back now. Well, Curtis could tell you more about the registration and the clubs and that kind of stuff. All registration in basically we have things set up ready to move in from probably like the Thursday or the Friday in terms of the physical part of the stadium and stuff. We have a few surprises as well for the patrons on the day. It's not just the track. Although we are track and field club, but this first edition we're not going to have field event again because of the limited budget and stuff. All right, but we are ready. We are ready for the day.
Mr. Secretary, how you're part of the event taking place? So you are the man responsible for the registration of the athletes, the amount of clubs.
Making sure everybody is registered and that kind of thing. We are about 80% right now. We extended the deadline until next Friday. So we're hoping that by next Friday, all clubs should be inside and we should have a 100%.
Are we looking to get some of our turf athletes, top athletes,
Yes. Yes, we are having turf athletes. It is a totally local meet. So without a curved athlete, we wouldn't really have a meet. So we're making sure that we get each and every one there to make sure we have a professional meet.
How difficult it was getting this whole program together, especially in the time when we hear so many, other sporting events not functioning because of limited cash flow, sponsors, because I'm impressed, and I have to keep on mentioning it with the infrastructure that I saw that you all have been putting down, and then to top it off, the medals that you all I think to me it's the first time I'm actually seeing that type of medal,
quality, yes,
that quality of medals in any track and field. So I mean, shouldn't talk about small budget, but you're not seeing that from what we've seen. You're not seeing a small budget. How we all made this thing happen?
Well, what you're really seeing is, I heard you talk about passion a little bit. What you're really seeing is the passion that we have for the sport. And we are seeing where MAP could take the sport. So we're trying to do as much as we can to propel the sport forward.
I know that before this event, you all had a relay. That was your first taste in promotion. If you could just backtrack a bit, what have you all learned and took from that relay that you all implemented in this event here?
Okay, well, one of the things that we did is started a little earlier in promotion. We tried to get most of the clubs involved now. We actually went directly to the clubs this time. Instead of going through the association, we went directly to the clubs. We talked to most of the coaches to make sure that we get a lot more athletes on board this time.
what was the response the club? Were they, willing for coming early and,
Well, because there are a lot of meets that are being cancelled, we are getting most of the clubs involved. We got a pretty good response from most of the clubs. One of the things that we're seeing is that because of probably the one-man system, where most of the clubs have just one coach who is doing everything, who is managing, doing the day-to-day activities of the club. You find where some of them take a little more time to get things going and to get the athletes registered and that kind of thing. So we kind of working with them to make sure that everything comes through.
Okay, let's go now to time. What time the meet starts, number of events, what can the patrons really about and
Well, we are starting at 10 sharp. Making sure that everything that's supposed to be put in place is put in place by 9 for the latest. We hoping to start at 10. We have heat in the morning basically, and by probably around 1 o'clock we hoping to end the heat and have a little break and go into the final.
How forthcoming was the sponsors?
Let's show and tell you a little more about the sponsors.
I'll try to be as diplomatic with this response as possible. Let's say thank God for Petrotrin. All right. This is not the first time Petrotrin came to our aid, came to our assistance. I'm going to say publicly thank you again, Petrotrin. As small as the assistance was, at least we had something forthcoming from them. And to be honest, thus far this is the only corporate entity that has come forward, that has stepped forward, to lend any assistance at all. Right? With that, we have to basically stretch out that, take the 5 loaves on the fishes to feed the multitude, and that's basically what we're doing here right now. The medals we spoke about, those medals were actually donated or sponsored by one other small business, which is Better Cell mobile and electronics store in Marbella. They actually sponsor the medals, so we have to say thanks to them as well. All right. Other than that, we're moving forward. We spoke about the production on the day, and it is a production. All right. I don't know if you recall the World Relay Festival. It was in Bahamas.
Yes,
last year, right, where you had that nice fanfare and the entrance out of that athlete zone to the curtain.
Like I said, Carl used lights because it's
right, correct, yeah, because it's daytime. We have that type of entrance and that type of feel. So the fans, I could guarantee they would be pleased with what they are seeing on the day. They would be pleased, and nobody would believe the type of miniature budget, minuscule budget we're working with. All right, and as Curtis mentioned, the passion that we have, and we want to ensure that when you come there, you're going to enjoy your stay on the day, not just athletes up and down the place and whatnot, mingling all over the place. We're going to have a professional feel to the event.
What does the admission fee like for the event?
All right. The admission fee for the covered stands would be $50, 50 TT, and the uncovered stands would be $30. All right. Again, as we backtrack, when we had our discussion for the 5K and relay, we mentioned we were going to the schools and stuff. We have been doing that, and we're still doing that. Working with the schools to try our best to get as much participation as possible. Not only we this, but
I was going to ask, what sort of promotion you'll have done to really get the awareness outside there to attract the
All right, we have a heavy social media presence. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
What's the feedback like?
Extremely positive. Extremely positive. It was surprising to myself as well. People usually use social media to chat and all talk and gossip and that kind of stuff. But there are a lot of positivity in social media and Facebook, as we know. There are some issues with, the owner of Facebook, the founder, Mr. Zuckerberg. He's going through a tribunal right now. Hats off to the guy. He has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. But we are using that platform to benefit us in a positive way. Coming out of that, we have had a lot of interest from overseas. Unfortunately, we can't bring in a lot of the athletes because they are basically asking for airfare and accommodation and stuff. But I could say we almost have confirmation from some St. Kitts athletes, 3 St. Kitts athletes. That's supposed to be on the way. They're just waiting on ticket or airfare.
So I was correct when I said international?
Oh yes, oh yes. Oh yes, we will. Yeah. All right. All I have to do is basically find accommodation for them. And I tell them, I say, the guys, look, if I have to house you at my own home, I will do so. All right. We also have queries from Mr. Joshua Cunningham. He is the bronze medalist, 2017 Canadian champion, 2014, 2013 and stuff. He's a hot shot, in Canada in the 400 meters. So he's looking. He's expected to be here.
Have they confirmed?
Again, well, this individual, he is, looking for assistance with airfare and accommodation, but we're trying to work with him. We're trying to work with him and his coach. And, as we are here, we're hoping somebody can still come forward. It's not too late, not too late, because basically they're coming in on the Friday and leaving on the Sunday.
Is there a number that you can give that somebody wants to lend assistance to you all via the program now that they can call?
Yes. My number is 736 1457, as well as 394 4890. The second number is my WhatsApp number, so you can get in touch with myself. Anyone wants to donate cash, what have you, especially with these athletes, because we have other athletes who are asking to come on board, but again, the funding, it doesn't really lend to that now.
The day of the event, no cash awards, is there strictly medals?
Yeah, strictly medals, trophies for the most outstanding.
Okay. And you all already acquired the trophies and everything already?
Well, yes and no. We actually got a sponsor that said that they will donate the trophies. So right now we're working with them to see what kind of trophies get organized.
Now, this is really a great effort, especially in this time where there is so much of sponsors pulling out and doing, and you all putting on a program such as quality is what speaks for itself. Because I've seen what you all are. Now, what are you all as a track and field club expecting to out end of the season? And is this the start of things for MAP?
Yes, it is. It is the start of things for MAP. Firstly, we are expecting to get maximum satisfaction for the spectators, first of all, because again, as we said, it's a production and it's all about putting on a show. We want people to leave here thoroughly satisfied, as if they went to an Olympics or a World Championships, an international event. They must be nodding their head in approval and say, yes, this is a must-do. We talk about tourism and sports tourism and what have you, and we mentioned we're using social media to our benefit. The type of event we're going to be putting on, we want athletes to, or especially Caribbean athletes, to make a decision and say, look, instead of we going to the penny relays, let's spend some money and come here to Trinidad to MAP Invitational. Instead of going to Atlanta relays, let's spend some money and come here to MAP Invitational, because all these events are almost around the same time. I think the Atlanta relays is probably the month after. All right. But this is our first event. And people are really, just kind of gauging to see, well, who are these people, who is MAP, You know, and as we are on that topic, I have to thank another individual, Mr. Jim Clark. You know, he is, you know, one of the heads behind the Southern Games. You know, and Jim Clark was my first coach, actually. You know, when I just entered track and field as a youngster. And he is in this business a while now, and a lot of the international athletes were contacting him, you know, to find out, hey, look, who are these people? Who is MAP? They want to find if this is a legitimate meet. You know, and Jim came to me and said, look, people contacted me, you know, trying to find out, you know, who are these people in Trinidad. And, you know, he passed on a lot of information, you know, to me. And, you know, I have to say publicly, you know, thanks to Jim, you know, for being forthcoming with that information and, you know, in your own way, lending assistance to us, which, you know, you didn't really have to.
So, the event is being held at Maniramjan Stadium.
Yes.
Any reason you didn't choose Hazy Crawford or any?
South hardly has anything.
Okay.
Right, and we are South based, and we could say emphatically, you know, no matter how big this event gets, it's gonna stay in Marbella. It's gonna stay in the South.
But is Maniramjan venue suitable for if you decide next year to have the field event? Is that
that's something we're gonna have to work with the authorities with. Because understand the reason why I asked that, because we don't have a jumping pit, you know, in Marbella for long jump and triple jump and stuff. Yeah. If my memory serves me correctly, that would have been part of the initial design for the Maniramjan Stadium, but due to whatever logistics, funding or whatever, you know, it wasn't completed. You know, we would be working with, you know, with, as I say, with whether it's ministry officials or whoever, you know, to hopefully get these things in place, you know, for next year.
I see this growing next couple of years.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And you have to have that little thought here that eventually, you know, you're going to have to move out of Maniramjan and head to the Hazy Crawford. Because, you know, I'm looking at the design and the program, and if this really goes as planned, it's going to be one of the better
run meets,
track and field meets, and people will, because you're getting people interest from abroad, right? And the program hasn't even started.
Correct. A lot of interest, a lot of interest.
When this is done and said, and people see what it's all about, you'll have to look at a bigger event. I know you want to put it in South, but for the interest of the sport. But anyway, we don't have about 5 minutes today. Right. You want to take this opportunity now and sell your product to the people that you have to make. Then why they have to come, remind them of the date, the time, everything.
All right, Trinidad and Tobago. We're really hoping to see with your Trinidad and Tobago clubs, schools. And when we say clubs, whether it's football clubs, hockey clubs, track and field clubs, all the fans, all the spectators, what have you. We want to see you guys out here. It's a weekend, you know, after your work week. You want to do something exciting with the family, with the kids. You want to see some, you know, top level track and field or track competition. Come to MAP Invitational Track Meet. April 28th, 2018, Maniramjan Stadium. We begin from 10 a.m. All right. We have some other attractions for the family as well. A fun zone, bouncy castle, face painting, and that kind of stuff. Because, you know, sometimes the kids, they're a little irritable. They wouldn't want to sit, you know, for a lengthy period of time. So we have that available for them as well. All right. You're going to see a professionally run event. You're going to see this package, this production, you know, well put together. And we can only be as good as, you know, as our supporters make us. All right. We have a small admission fee, $30 on covered stands, $50 covered stands. You know, that's more or less affordable for everyone's pockets for this type of international level, international quality event. All right. Again, we want to say thank you to the sponsors we had so far, which is Petitrin, as well as Better Cell Mobile Electronic Store from Marbella, and oh yes, and Like Blue Waters are usually on board. They're usually on board. We are in discussions with them because they came out first big time for the 5K relay we had in October 2017. You know, we're hoping again to have them on board for this event.
Curtis, any closing remarks?
Well, I just want to say sponsors get on board now. Well, now is the time. We have a couple of days, now is the time to get on board because next year we'll be filled up. We would have enough sponsors next year, we wouldn't need you. Come on board now.
Correct.
Everything is in place, everything,
yes,
as you said, about 80% completed. 80%. So within the next couple of days, you're going to be...
should have all the lanes filled.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's ready to go.
Chewin, it's a pleasure. Curtis.
Yes, Mr. Madison.
It's a pleasure. And we wish you all the best. And I'm certain that this event is going to be one of the better events.
For sure.
To be talked about.
Definitely.
Because what I'm seeing here, it's on par to being an international event. Well, viewers, we have just heard it from Chewin, Joseph, and Kurt Bruce, members of the MAP Track and Field Club. They are hosting their first annual track and field event at the Manhattan Stadium, Saturday the 28th, starting from 10 a.m. 10 a.m. you're going to have in the heats, and around 1 o'clock the action is going to start with the grand finals. And I can guarantee you that this event is going to be one of the top events in the calendar year for track and field. Please come out to support. It's San Fernando. It's easily accessible transport, so you don't excuse. And it's Saturday, so you have Sunday to rest. Please come out and support them. They're 4 years old, and they are doing some other clubs who are much longer in existence are yet to come. So again, MAP Invitational Track and Field event on the 28th of this Manhattan Stadium, 10 a.m. So we're going to take a break. When we're going to be talking to a couple members of the Siparia Games Committee coming up on the 21st. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Sure.
You're now changing your question.
What I would say, Steve, is this.
My first question was, and roll back that tape.
I made my debut for Crystal Palace against Tottenham Hotspur.
My responsibility was to get the ball and make things happen offensively.
All the time we played together, I've always been the decoy.
Welcome to Field of Dreams on ACTN. My name is Steve David, and I'm your host.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACT, and it's always a pleasure to be in your company every Tuesday evening between the hours of 8 and 9.
Welcome to the new season of Football 101. I am your host, Joshua DeMatos.
Well, it's time for your weekly football news update. I love you, Messi.
Fortunately,
Hey, kiss the badge, kiss the badge. Oh. What's that?
Welcome to this edition of The Interview, and as you can see, I'm not alone on the set. I have Marcus, a Liverpool fan, and I have Shaquille.
Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Scoreboard here on ACTN. Our second half of our Scoreboard, we are going to be talking to a couple members of the Siparia Games Committee. The Siparia Games, it's being revived, and it's going to be held on the 21st of this month at the Irwin Park in Siparia. And on set with me is Councillor Derek Boren. Councillor, it's always a pleasure. And you're always in the mix. Yes. And we have our good old friend from the era of Southern Games. And once you want an event put on, call this man, Bike Doctor, Mr. Commissioner.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Great to be back.
It's a pleasure. Siparia Games is being revived. It's going to be held on the 21st. Councillor, take me through what is going to be happening. I know there, besides the events...
Excuse me, not only Councillor, the chairman of the games.
The chairman of the games, right. And I know that besides the actual Siparia games, there's a whole list of other activities, you know, that is being held, you know.
Well, actually, Siparia Games is a part of what we have, the Siparia Festival. So it's going to be a whole week of activities. Actually, some of the activities started already. The games will just be a part of it. To give you an idea, this afternoon there's the tribute to Daisy Voser. As you know, Daisy Voser, icon in Siparia. And we have the hub named after her, so there'll be a tribute to her at the hub. Tomorrow we have a musical tribute to musical icons with the police band and that kind of stuff like that, which is always a very nice event. You know, police band in concert is always fantastic to hear them. On Wednesday, we have a tribute to the art icons. We have art exhibition, artists in Siparia. I should say though, so that the whole thing this year is about empowering the youths of Siparia. So we are trying as much as possible to get the young people involved in every aspect of the whole festival and of course the games. On the 19th we have a talent quest that will be held at our conference hall upstairs in Siparia, Plaza Siparia.
Yeah, that's where the market.
Yes, upstairs is Plaza Siparia. And then on Friday 20th we have a Siparia ball. More Latin type of dance. So you can come and do some Latin dancing and what have you. And of course the 21st will be the games. Right? And in the afternoon of the 21st is when we have the Steel in Motion. So you can come to Siparia and spend the entire day on Saturday and have a full day of entertainment and sporting activity. And of course on Sundays when we have our big fete with Band Karma, the Chutney Soca.
Yeah, that's Siparia. Yeah. So
I
know that is well attended in the past. I've been to one already, and it's a huge event.
And we also have a fun ride, a cycling ride, which takes us to La Brea, at the beach in La Brea, the Carrot Shed Beach. That is carded for the 29th, and of endurance run, which ends at Lucio. Right, and so those are basically the main events that we are having during the course of the week, the Siparia Festival week.
But let's talk primarily about the Saturday event. I know that the event is in honor of former Trinidad and Tobago cyclist Clive Saney and one of our top 400 meters runner Ian Morris. And you know, a lot of people, I don't know if they're aware that Morris was one of our top athletes and barely missed out on a medal in the Olympics in the 400s, where he came in, I think, a couple seconds into fourth place. Anyone of you could dive in here now. What is expected on the Saturday?
Well, first of all, let me also indicate that Mr. Commission here has come into Siparia and brought a different, I use the word vibe in the Siparia, with his lively, you know, personality. And the games is really designed, as I said, to empower the youths, right? Mr. Commission himself has been very instrumental in the formatting and the structuring of the game. So I'll allow him to maybe make some input in terms of what he wants.
You know, he said that I brought a new vibes. But you know my motto, with God, all things are possible. So you know, when I went down to Siparia and I saw that beautiful venue.
Yeah, that venue very nice.
It's the best in Trinidad. There's nowhere in Trinidad there's a venue. And when I watched the cycle track, which is a new concrete village room, and the inner field, a little on the small side, but I see a great cycling and athletic event. Sorry to say that we do have, I mean, I'm very sorry that we do have a big athletic program. But the field, the track, the outfield is not as good as we would like it to be. But we approach the athletic people down there. I mean, we had every section we work with there, and they say they don't believe that it's good enough to have big athletes. But we will be having events for children. We'll be having fun events. We're having a few running races, and then we have invited some of the police groups. So, you know, we are going to have hundreds of young children, right, to participate in our events. So we will be having athletics, but not in a big way. And, you know, I'm pleased, you know, the club, athletic club, you know, they were talking to me, telling me why can I speak to the council. There's a lady they call Miss Bevon. And I spoke to the council about getting that athletic track ready for next year. And the chairman and the councillor, Mr. Borende, I heard them, they said that, they're going to find, hopefully they're going to find some money so we're going to have that.
Want something happen in Siparia on that side, talk to the councillor,
Yeah, well, so I could let Miss Bevan know from athletics that she's one of the coaches of Ian Morris Club.
Yeah.
That, it was promised that next year we'll have that ready.
I can say here now with authority that by next year, that facility, those fields would be up to a very high standard. So we can definitely look forward to athletics.
From the time I start following Councillor Boring, anything he's doing, always on, I mean, it's some years now, right? Since he started the cricket, right? About 3 or 4 years, or even more than that. Nothing that I ever gone down on that side that he has put on has ever really fall short of expectations.
And this event, I believe, is one of the first time in Trinidad we wouldn't only be having the fun events and the running races for the children. We're having cycling. All the top cyclists in Trinidad will be participating, all the categories from the BMX up. And then we're having cricket. We're having football, basketball, and netball. So when you come into the gate, you start at 1 o'clock. If you want to see, I want to see netball, you stay and watch netball. If you want to see football, and it's a big stand, If you want to see football, you could stay and watch football. And if you want to play cricket, well, you'll see cricket. But the main event, is the cycling.
And that starts at what time?
Well, it's 1 o'clock when we start. We're hoping to have the cadet corps, the great cadet corps from down Faizabad, right? Bringing some nice music. Okay? So you have a parade. There's a prize for that. I understand that some of the police groups say they want to win that mass pass parade. So it's going to be a great event. And I think Mr. Borin, Mr. Givme told me this morning, he told me that, he spoke to the chairman and they want to give out over 200 tickets to the schools.
Yeah.
They had a meeting yesterday evening, I understand. And they say the motto for the games is empowering the youth of Siparia.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So, I mean, so in games we just give tickets.
Yeah.
So, that's all right in my garden. Yeah. So I'm happy to work with the, I'm happy to be in Siparia. I'm not from Siparia. My wife is from Siparia. She born right behind the playing field there.
Okay.
Right, so, so I am part of Siparia. But I am happy to work, and I believe that with God's and with that field being fixed, we will have an international. I go in a little further now. An international meet next year.
Yeah, because I spoke to Mr. The guy who's in charge of the venue when I was there recently for the cycling.
Leo?
No, not do that. Can't remember his name, but the guy who's in charge of the venue and promotion. I spoke to him. Remember I met you at the cycling?
Yes, met, yes.
I can't remember his name, you understand? And I plan to come down there and really, try to highlight and show up the place, because I don't think much people know what sort of venue there is in Siparia.
Great, it's the best.
I mean, the conference room and everything.
Room.
It's like the press room. It's like a mini stadium, right? So I'd promise, the name is slipping me, but I'll promise to come down there and do a walkthrough and really highlight the thing, because...
Well, the whole intention, I mean, we all know the economic state of the country. Our budget for this games is a large budget, but we don't even have 1/4 of that in hand. And I know Mr. Commission and his team are working on sponsorship, and as we're here, we'd appeal to the corporate people to see if they can come in. Every little thing helps, We really would appreciate some assistance as far as that's concerned. But this was started by Mr. Vince Alexander, and I know the game was dormant for quite a number of years. And Mr. Alexander, similar to Mr. Commission, would have run from here to there to try dollar here to make up to have our games. And it really would be a sad state if we just let this fall apart.
Yeah.
Now we are making an attempt to revive it, and we would give it 150%. We'd love some assistance in terms of the corporate people, as I said. But what little we have, we are going to make this a fantastic game. And come 2019, it's going to be, as Mr. Commissioner will say, international type. I guarantee you that.
One next point I want to raise, while going on to Siparia, talking to Ian Morris, I asked him to do a holiday program. And speaking to him, I realized that things wasn't as he would like to have it. So this is why, we honoring him, and also we hoping that if we can get a good gate, that we can give him something, because he has other clubs, so we can give him something. And the next thing about it is that recently, they passed the congrats to the minister, regardless of what happened. Minister of Sports, when they have this policy of giving athletes who do well money. And that's great. But I am starting something like an association now, that I am writing to the minister, the new minister, telling her that we should have a policy to help Olympians, former national. I am a national cyclist. I am a national awardee too. But there should be a policy that where the government assists former Olympians, former national athletes.
Especially when they're given back by means of with young people in the community.
So anybody in Trinidad, if you know what any past national athlete, cyclist, footballer, it doesn't matter, that is in need, give me a call, check me out. I'm starting a body now to assist former, because that's what somebody do. We all make mistakes. We like to study well, he this and he no do there. None of it perfect. I certainly not. Right? So I'm starting this body to let's pay tribute, honor, and make sure our heroes are well taken care of. You see, so anybody in TT, you have somebody, what a past athlete or a past champion, and they living in a terrible order. So you give me a call. I'm going to seek and find the ones that are doing well, the top athletes who are doing well, and to help those. We have to help one another. So this is something we found today. We are laying it out today, having a body to take care of our past athletes, sportsmen. So a letter is going to be dropped to the ministry next week after these games, telling them, please, you did a great job to honor the athletes who do well, but don't forget our heroes.
That brings me back to Rodney Wilkes. Anyway, what sort of turnout you're expecting for these games?
Well, as Anthony mentioned, we are giving free tickets to the schools. So we're hoping to have a lot of the school children and the young people involved there. And but each of the stands has a seating capacity about 850. So we're really hoping that we can fill the stand. It might be wishful thinking, but I'm sure that we will at least get a 3/4 capacity, which would be very good for us. We'd really appreciate that and be thankful. As Anthony mentioned, part of the gates will be going towards whatever profit will be going towards Mr. Morris's club to assist him with his coaching program with the youth. So, I mean, the more people come, the better for him.
What sort of promotion are you doing in order to attract people to the venue on Saturday?
We have banners up. We have done some banners. We are doing some radio. We are here promoting, and I think tomorrow morning, Mr. Commission and the chairman will be on CNMG doing promotions also for the games. And well, there are different aspects of the whole Siparia festival that's been advertised by the various groups that are putting off whatever. So the Still in Motion people are promoting, and everybody is doing their part. So it all should come together.
When we look back at sport in Siparia, now that we have this attractive venue, how do you see sports reviving? Because there was a time Siparia was known for producing, quality sportsmen and women, but it has not been so in the last couple of years. But now that we have this venue, buying the track, the field which is going to be repaired, how do you build? I mean, you on board now in sports, and you as the councillor, what plan now, or is there a plan to revive sports and to revive the venue as a hub for sporting activities?
Well, yes, definitely. As you said, our venue is a fantastic facility. We do have our challenges with the field, which really put a damper on the whole liveliness of that. I mean, apart from the cycling track, the field is the other main attraction. We finished refurbishing the basketball court. Our next project would be the field and a netball court, which we're hoping to encompass all of that into the compound. Because right now the basketball court is outside of the compound and netball. So we want to put everything within the compound. The facility, we have our challenges there in terms of security and different aspects of it that is required to keep a facility like that up to standard. If you don't have proper security and cleaners and maintenance, the facility will just sit and start with it. So we are working towards that, to reaching a point where we can actually have a full-time staff on the facility to keep it and keep it going. I agree with you that the sports in Siparia has sort of died away. I don't know if it's because of that facility, but we certainly will do our part to make the facility available for the sportsmen of the community to have access to it and to as much as possible excel. And that's our intention.
The whole idea of sports in Siparia, Palaseco, Point. You know, I think I journeyed down to Point last week to look at, Mahaika, look at the other field, and it's sad. And the people, the young people in that area, we talk about crime and stuff, they're suffering. So I'm happy that the Siparia Corporation, and credits to them, that they, so hopefully that, we could probably get down to Point. And shake up something and let's have something in Point. Look, the Olympic, they win the Olympic medal, Commonwealth gold. So people in Point, the young people in Point, need some action.
I recall one of the first the opening for the secondary schools football that was aired on Sportsmax. The first game was held at the venue,
the compound.
But again, because of the outfield. Not much games were played there, so maybe that is something that you all have to look at getting as soon as possible, so we can have that. At least having Sportsmax down there with the football will encourage and showcase the venue.
But they have a beautiful stand. It started already. The area. Just thinking about Point. And what is similar to Siparia, but it's to get it finished. It started.
What is good about the venue? The length of time it has been built, you're not seeing it as any wear and tear, So what I have to give the people of Siparia credit for is that when the supporters come out, they're keeping the venue in good condition because the length of time that it has been built, when you go down there, the seats are still clean, everything is in order, right? So, that venue has to be...
Pride. The people have pride. But just I want to pick at you. I figure we could fill. I figure we could fill. People out there, the games are coming. Siparia games are coming. Come out and support athletics and cycling. The games are coming.
Now, let's talk a bit about the cricket. How the cricket is going to be? Is it community-based teams or?
Yeah. Mostly will be teams within the community.
Well, I know you could pull a cricket crowd. I know that.
Yeah, so we have teams from right around the community will come in and register and participate. So what happened? We have
a T10 or T20?
Yeah, most likely be a T10.
Yeah,
it all will depend on how many teams we have on the day registered.
And where the cricket is going to be held?
On the first field.
On the first field. So the cycling might be the last event to be held because
the cycling will start at about 2:33. Right. But these events can be going on simultaneously because they are separate fields.
Okay.
So, like I did say, if you come in and want to watch some cricket, you can go and watch some cricket.
Okay.
You watch some football, you watch some basketball, you go across and watch some cycling.
I have a correction. The game starts at 1, okay? We have the parade, and by 2, because you remember, when the cricket playing and the football playing had nothing to do with cycling.
Oh, yes. Because
separate fields.
You're not using the field with the cycle.
So by 1:30, 2 o'clock, cycling will start. Okay, and the cricket, and they did a great job. They had some problems with the netball court outside. And the good gentleman, they painting a court. There's a court in the car park, netball. So netball will be inside. And I have a guy, Mr. Skeet, he'll be controlling the basketball. We have in school teams. Remember youth? Our youth, the program is for youth. So the teams from the southern district of basketball will be participating. You see? So the whole idea of it is that with everything happening at the same time. Choose. When you come in, choose what you want. We never had that in Trinidad.
And you can come and watch the cycling if you feel to go and listen to some party night.
And after the event.
Yeah, I know for the Sunday for sure. Yeah, because the Sunday has been nice.
The Steel Emotions is a big event also.
What would you like the public to know and to encourage to come out to this event and to the other events? So unless you could just give a reminder of the date so people will be aware of what's taking place, the venues, and if there's admission fee, whatever.
Right. Well, let me invite Trinidad and Tobago to Siparia Festival. We will have events this entire week, different events at different venues. They are all virtually free of charge to the public, apart from the games. And
the ball and all too?
No, well, the ball would be $100. I think it's the ball. Yes, $100 for the ball. But come and experience Siparia. Siparia has beautiful people. We want you to come. I mean, everybody will talk about Baude, and what have you. But Siparia is just as good as the Baude. We want to lift the Siparia Festival into something different. We are both back in the games, and we hope that will bring back life into Siparia. And everybody, come on, spend the day with us in Siparia. Come on and enjoy some of the ambience in Siparia. Come participate in the businesses in Siparia. Patronize the businesses. Just come and be a Siparian for the day. You know, everybody's invited. Trinidad and Tobago, come out. As Mr. Commisong said, the games are on. Come and have some fun with us at Siparia.
The games are on. Don't forget Siparia Games. Come out and support your athletes, your cyclists. And I want to give a credit to Sonic Cycle Club. They have been, since that track is open, they have been changing events.
Yes.
You know,
yes,
Sonic, you've got to give credit to these guys are doing well. So come out and support cycling. Come out and support Ian Morris. Come out and support Saini. I mean, remember Saini?
Yeah.
Not even 9 times even national championships. He was king of the mountain. He also is an Olympian. So come and support Olympian Ian Morris and Olympian Clive Saini.
And before I forget, you all are giving out some special awards.
Yes, we will be giving out awards to Mr. Vin Alexander.
Yeah, he's the guy
who started this whole Siparia Games aspect, and Mr. Ahmad Charles, who was a former cyclist, hockey, football, and we want to honor these gentlemen together with Mr. Morris and Mr. Saini, of course. And like I said, this is the start, restart, and we hope that every year, as we go along, we honor people who have contributed within the Siparia community.
I must mention two persons, Mr. Declan Hive.
That's the guy.
Yeah. I must mention Declan. I must mention
the guy in charge of the
he's the coordinator.
The coordinator of the venue.
He's the coordinator of all the different activities.
But he's not something to do with the venue itself?
No. All the activities, the coordinator. And Mr. Harun Hawadi, you know, Harun Hawadi, very hard working, you know. It's not me alone. I mean, I had a big mouth. But there's people there that's supporting. And I thank the chairman again, right? You know, and Mr. Bo, you know, the whole council. Thank them for the support.
All right, before we wrap, any areas that you all are still looking for assistance from anybody?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. We are on the bare edges right now, trying to make ends meet.
It's frightening.
Any help corporate citizens, private citizens want to contribute, we will graciously accept it. Every small thing adds up. So anything that we get, we take. Definitely so.
Any closing comments?
Well, you know, I start with God all things are possible, and hoping that we get good weather and we have a great time.
Okay. Boring.
Well, like I said before, Trinidad and Tobago, you're invited to Siparia. Come out, come for the games, come to the other events, the entire week of events. And come and enjoy yourselves at Siparia.
Well, viewers, we hope that you will come out and support Siparia Games and all the other events. Siparia Games is on the 21st of this month at Siparia, starting at 1 p.m. You heard from the chairman of the Games, Councillor Derek Boren, and Mr. Anthony Commission. And you know, I can vouch for these two guys. Once they are involved with something, it always comes out. And I am sure that it's going to be a very good weekend down at Siparia. Most of the events are free of charge. The ball is $100. The games is
yes,
$40. $40. And how much?
$30.
30?
Yeah.
Right, $30 and $40. Please come out and support. And it's going to be a day of great events. So again, remember, Siparia Games, 21st, and MAP Invitational on the 28th. 2 events, sudden events. I urge you to go out and support. So, Councillor Boren, it's a pleasure.
Thank you, George.
Bag Doctor, it's a pleasure. And let me wish you all the best. Hope you have good weather. And I know that this event is going to be a success. Well, viewers, we have come to the end of another edition of Scoreboard here on ACTN. And if you missed any part of this program, there's a repeat on Wednesday at 1 p.m. We hope that you can join us next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m., where we bring you another edition of Scoreboard, where we bring something relevant that's happening in the sport industry in Trinidad and Tobago. Have a blessed week ahead.
While leading the men's marathon, Hawkins began to struggle in the scorching heat on the Gold Coast. The 25-year-old had a 2-minute lead and looked like he was heading for gold before he started to weave on the road, clearly in trouble. Hawkins collapsed on the curb before forcing himself up and carried on running. But after another couple of 100 meters, Hawkins collapsed again, this time hitting his head on the roadside barrier. Staggeringly, Hawkins had to wait several minutes before receiving medical attention, forcing organizers to defend their protocols. And while commentating on the BBC, former middle distance runner Steve Cram said it was a disgrace that it took so long for any paramedics to attend to the stricken runner. "I'm just concerned for his welfare," Cram said. "He hit his head on the barrier. I'm sorry if you're watching this at home, it's really distressing. He's going to hurt himself, and there's nobody anywhere near. We should have some more medical attention." This is a guy in real distress, and someone needs to recognize it's for his health at this point. Where on earth is the help? You cannot just wait at the finish line. They've got radios. And finally somebody arrives. "I think it's disgraceful." Mark Peters, Gold Coast 2018 chief executive, said, "I, like many others, was distressed to see a wonderful athlete like Callum collapse during the closing stages of today's marathon. We are offering every assistance possible to Callum and Team Scotland." Gold Coast 2018 has put in place a wide range of measures to ensure athlete welfare, and the response of medical staff this morning was within agreed response guidelines and timeframes. "I was also concerned about the behavior of a small number of bystanders who chose to take images. This is not in keeping with the spirit of Gold Coast 2018. Hawkins was taken to hospital and Team Scotland issued an update to say there were no major concerns for his well-being, but the incident ultimately overshadowed the bronze won by his teammate Robbie Simpson as Michael Shelley won the race for Australia.